Hi, this is Sive Morten with the daily update on EuroFX. I post my exclusive market overviews with the key political and economical events, charts and important levels on the ForexPeaceArmy.com forums weekly. This short video is a response to rapidly changing situation on the currency markets and should help you to stay on top of the game and be profitable. I suggest you to visit ForexPeaceArmy.com forum and read my analysis for the week before watching this daily video.
Welcome back everybody, let's take a look again on the euro currency. So although we have had actually a lot of events this week, two central banks meeting, job market statistics, most of them actually have brought no surprises. So everything was mostly more or less as expected. So as a European Central Bank shift for 25 basis points and the Fed Reserve as well, job market, although it was some volatility around, but all in all, the numbers were very close to the expectation because April numbers were greater, but March numbers were revised down. So together, on average, it gives the same 180,000 that were expected. In this week report, we have paid special attention to Jerome Powell's speech on the Fed Reserve meeting because there are, well, some experts see very important shift in the rhetoric. It was mostly unsigned by the market society because personally I do not see anything of this kind in media after the Fed meeting, but there's clearly just like the red line inside of the speech that Fed complained that it has not enough data. And this data, of course, not about the statistics, because I think that Fed knows the statistics for a few months ahead. So they see in real time, I suppose, the changes that the economy is showing. But he has spoken about lack of data, lack of the instructions from the White House and the government body. So because Fed has come to an edge where whatever decision they will make, it will be more political decision rather than economical. So that actually the free space of its own behavior when Jerome Powell could take some decisions and drive the overall policy is coming to an end. Because if they will keep rising rate, it will trigger significant recession. If they will not rise rate and start cutting rate, that will increase inflation. If they start support poor households to provide some support in the way as it was in the COVID times, it also increased inflation and it will hurt the consumption of the middle class because prices will rise. So whatever they will do, this will make impact on the overall situation inside the country. And Fed has no actual permission to act in this way. So they do not have the mandate for this. They need more instructions. And by the speech of the Jerome Yellen, Janet Yellen as the Jerome Powell, they still haven't got any instructions. And that explains some nervousness of the Jerome Powell during the press conference. So this is a particular topic that we have covered in the report. Not only this topic, but that one of the among the others is one of the most important one, because this is really important and leads to significant consequences that could appear in the nearest time. So of course you do not see it in the price on the market, because although big events right now really stands in the economy, not only in the United States but in the European Union as well, you do not see it in the price. Actually we've got nothing. So Friday session and overall week performance mostly is indecision. So if you will take a look at the weekly chart, you get there the indecision candle as we discussed. It's the same on the daily chart. High wave pattern means indecision. And this pattern, well, direction in the short-term perspective depends on the breakout. If your currency drops below it, we will get downside action, at least equal to the distance of the height of the pattern. If we will get upward breakout, it means that market comes to the OP, complete the OP around 11:30. So that's approximately what we expect on the next week. Still, based on the performance on intraday charts, I would suggest that in the beginning of the next week, Monday open, euro has a bit more chance to trying to go higher, or at least it could try to do this. Just because take a look on Friday, as we said, despite that we actually were correct on the direction, so we said that market should at least retest 110 lows, right there, 109.85, so we're correct. And market even has made a bit deeper action. But take a look what has happened once this target has been done. Take a look what has happened on Friday. Sharp reversal. And we've got huge bullish engulfing pattern. This pattern itself has bullish momentum. And in general, if you consider this type of action, you could see upward action, some kind of the ABCD retracement, which gives us some kind of the guardrail triple to buy pattern. That makes me think that maybe we will not get direct straightforward action, but at least euro currency could try in the beginning of the week to make normal common reaction on the engulfing. So it's some kind of the A, B, C bottom, D performance could happen. So market could bounce to the 1060, 1070 area, somewhere on this level. So that's why on the Monday, in the beginning of the week, I think that bears should be very careful and do not take, well, at least do not take any position and watch what will happen. If everything will go with this engulfing, do nothing, just wait when it will be completed at least and see what will happen. If market will start dropping, breaking all support areas inside of this engulfing performance, returning back to the 109.70 area, that will be the sign that market is erasing this action, and this will be bearish. And in this case, you could consider taking the short position in anticipation of the downside breakout, and maybe even the breakouts on the daily chart, so dropping below these lows, moving lower to the next support areas. Because in this case, it will be erasing, not only engulfing, but it will be erasing of the guardrail triple to sell, taking out of these lows, and so on. That's why in the beginning of the week, we could keep an eye on this stuff. That's our Friday pattern, by the way. So here we have the divergence. Another reason stands in favor of the bulls. After the upward action here, market is forming a BCD pattern. Whether you would like to wait for OP or not, if you consider taking a long position, it doesn't matter. So because here's very small differences. Take a look, 110, 110, 12. So 12 pips between this level and that one. So actually, you could take position anywhere in this area as you would like to, but just to keep the technical analysis pure, let's consider that we will get this ABCD to the OP, 50% major support, and agreement area. That's, well, one of the levels that you could consider for possible taking long position. If we will see on Monday opening this kind of action, of course, we should not take any long position. So we need continuation of this type of action. So gradual, slow performance right to the OP. Once it will be touched, approximate target you already know. So this will be A, B, C bottom, and some D point you could calculate by yourself, but approximately it will be somewhere around 110.60, 65 probably, at least. So this is only nearest starting target. What will happen next, we will see. That's actually the only thing interesting that we see currently on the euro currency. It's worth to consider for the beginning of the week. And then, depending on the market performance, we will make the decision what to do. It's just because next week also will be important data. It will be, as you know, inflation in the United States and some other data. So it also could bring some interesting trading steps.